Obviously, you're not a golfer.
You want to tow? I can get you a tow. Believe me. There are ways, dude. You don't want to know about it, believe me.
Yeah, but Walter...
Hell, I can get you a tow by 3 o'clock this afternoon with nail polish. That rock really tied the room together, did it not?
Yes, it did.
Took my licks and
I don't know what happened.
Too much cigar smoke, probably.
Too much cigar smoke in the air. Oh, man, that one really got me by the boo-boo. Welcome to the show. God damn it, my eyes are... I'm already cursing. My eyes are water. I just told this guy, like, whatever you do not curse. Welcome to this podcast, Really Ties the Room Together. My name is Joseph. He's with me, as always. Wait a minute, James Couple. We have the man, the myth. He's here, our only fan. The chef.
The chef. The
What's
Marine
going
chef.
on? Marine chef is here.
I can't believe I won a contest to actually be on my favorite show.
Well, when only one person enters.
I was going to say, it wasn't that hard to win. Glad you're here, though. We've alluded to you quite often. Having some stogies in here.
Yeah.
It's not cold. They're smoking. By the way, I am Joseph Eastwood, Fresh America's foremost cowboy. You can ask me anything about cowboy and you like. Please stop asking me about my hat. Can't wear cans on a cowboy hat. We are working on inventing it, though. Now, Sharp, I do have a question for you. It's sensitive. When did you lose your vision?
You might remember this conflict called NAM.
You look a little young for
It's a
for
vicious
Namor.
grease fire aboard the USS. Well, we can't say. It's
Yeah.
confidential, but
Shh, don't give too much away. I signed papers. Hey, what are we doing today? We got him back, y'all. There he is.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu the vampire. We went and saw Nosferatu
We did.
in the theater.
All of us, even.
All of us at the same time went to see Nosferatu together. We all gathered up. We got in a little carriage. We all rode to the play of the theaters to see the Nosferatu. And
You could tell it was an old theater because there's like 48 degrees in there.
yes, so let's get this out of the way.
I sat there purposely.
AMC, what the F?
I thought it would add to the scene.
I am a hot-natured dude. I'm usually sweating in the shower. Like I don't get cold easy. I was freezing the entire time. I had not this, but I had a jacket zipped up to my nose, covering my ears with my hat pulled down. Half the time I kept thinking, why didn't I wear my stocking cap? I thought, oh, it's not hot and cool enough for a stocking cap. I'm not a hipster. I'm not going to wear this to be cool. Yeah, it did kind of add to the movie. Nosferatu, we usually save this for the very end of the show. But being that this is a brand new movie in the theater, and people might want to know, what's your... hey, it smells pretty good. Stogie. What's your initial thoughts on Nosferatu? I mean, I'm a Robert Eggers nerd. I've loved everything he's done, so I was kind of prejudiced going in that it was going to be awesome. And I loved it. There was a couple, just a few parts that I was like, about. And when I say, it was like more of a question. I was like, why did they use that take? But as a director goes, I thought it's, God damn it, I just don't know. There's not too many people working like him. I loved it. I thought it was great. He has a way of being like, here's an atmosphere. Now I'm just going to press it down on you for 2 hours.
Right. Which is kind of, I mean, he succeeded in that. That was pretty much.
That's the movie. I mean,
yeah.
It's
Yeah, there's no jump scares. There's no, it's just,
there is
it's an
like
oppression the entire time.
It is oppression. Yeah, you're right. There's one time that could be considered a jump scare, but it's beautiful Lily Rose Depp. So you're like, oh, that's not scary at all.
Right.
It's just a beautiful lady came out of the darkness. Yeah, his I don't have this in my notes. He's doing something I've never seen before. And it's very simple.
You mean like the shadow of the fingers going across the wall?
No, I've seen that before. It's a move he does several times in the movie where he's following a character. He will then move past the character and go much further to show you what the character is going to see before they see it. Then that character comes back into frame. It's just something I've never seen a director make that move before.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's like he's following him, and the first time it happened, it distracted me because I was like, as much as I just want to watch a movie on a sub-primal level and enjoy it, my brain still goes like, how did he do that? Or what's this? Why did he shoot it that way?
Right.
And Eggers is the best because at least a dozen times in this movie, I thought, that's a beautiful shot. Or that was a beautiful camera move, the way he followed that person. I gasped at a couple scenes. The scene where Willem Dafoe's lighting the place on fire. And he's just like laughing. I was like that. I put him in the same category as a Tarantino or a Scorsese in the sense that when I see one of his movies, I expect there to be set pieces that are going to impress and dazzle me.
Right.
I expect that there's going to be certain scenes within that movie that are going to make me laugh, even though I probably shouldn't be laughing, which was what we talked about earlier. Yeah. And his set pieces, I thought, were dynamite.
Let's talk about Defoe for a minute.
Defoe, yeah.
Defoe was phenomenal.
He's crushing it. He's like, we talked earlier, we didn't know if he was the comedy relief, like if we just thought he was funny. If you're supposed to think he's funny, or if it was just us being kind of twisted.
That character harkened back to me, Defoe's character in Boondock Saints.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
I was just waiting for him to say, "They're after me, Lucky Charms."
This is his third movie with Eggers. And I think Eggers trusts him so implicitly now that he was just like, have fun.
Right.
Here's a giant pipe.
Yeah.
He's got a pipe that's like
Defoe had fun, I think.
Oh, he
I
had
think
so
Defoe
much
had
fun.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He looked like he was having a blast. Like
Yeah.
he couldn't wipe the smile off his face.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He had this pipe that went down to here.
Yeah. It's like he got it in the Shire.
For sure.
Yes, it is. He's
Could have also been used for opium. I don't know.
he seems to be a bit giddy about this discovery.
Yeah.
Like when we meet him, he's in some kind of despair, some kind of weird funk. He's not like responsive. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, my dear boy,
Yeah.
where
have you been, man?
Where have you been? I've been waiting for you here." Yes, he's dynamite. He's having a great time, and in a very oppressive and dark movie. He and one other character are the only ones that kind of give you like a little like
Yeah, comic relief a little bit. Yeah.
Oh man, look at this guy. He's I think I wrote down in my notes. He's chewing the scenery in the best way possible from like start to finish. So that's thoughts on him. I guess we should talk about Skarsgård, or Stellar Skateboard, as his dad's called him, How This Get Made World.
Did we get the
As
ins and
Nosferatu.
outs on this?
Yeah, so the ins and outs, number one song was I don't even know if there are number one songs anymore. That's how bad the music industry is.
Somebody Google Casey Kasem, see what he's got right now.
His wife's still fighting over his corpse.
Dick Clark.
He's still out there.
I don't think so.
Thoughts on Nosferatu himself, on Billy Skarsgård, lowering his voice a full octave.
Yeah.
He I read that he pained with some vocal teacher to lower his voice, and it paid off, I think.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I thought it was
definitely.
phenomenal.
It definitely paid off.
It's great.
He
I
had-
don't remember
he
the
had every
original
accent.
Nosferatu being that low vocally.
I
Or it was actually sub.
I can't remember the way he sounded in the original.
It was a silent film.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
I don't remember that guy's voice at all. There is the
Subhuman level.
That's right. There's a Werner Herzog version of Nosferatu, which I like. It's 70s or late 60s romantic looking. It's got that gloss on it that a lot of those movies had at the time. It's almost like you're watching a Victorian drama piece more than a vampire movie. I like it for what it is, but this one blew it out of the water. I thought he did great, even though he's under a bunch of makeup. I like the idea that he's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a sexy guy. The other guy was never sexy, but he was just weird looking.
Right.
And no matter how much blood he could consume, he did not like regenerate like Deadpool or Wolverine.
No, he didn't get better looking.
No.
Yeah.
He was still
He was
a
not the
husk.
vampire Lestat.
He was still a husk of a man.
Yeah.
Are
That
we?
body shot at the end, though, of him.
Yeah, that was stuck in my head too.
Yeah.
It's so weird looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Like,
reminds, me
oh,
of,
that's what he was.
it reminds me of those people on X.
A little bit.
While they're in the
Oh, different X.
Different X, yeah, not the drug.
Yeah. He'd get a little dehydrated, probably.
Yeah, when everybody's saying like, don't spoil it. But I'm gonna spoil it. He's like he just looks rotten. He looks like a husk of a man.
Yeah.
He looks like he's been around for thousands of years and just is kind of rotten and gross. Are we to believe that he is they put forward a theory in here. They put forward a few theories, but I like this theory that he is Ellen's shame in this movie. That he was born he was born for her. Like she called him into existence because of her lust and shame. Hey.
Well, that was the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, but is that where he came from? Or has he always been?
Yeah, I think he's the darkness as has always been, and
she called him.
He was been asleep for thousands of years, and she brought him to be.
Because she called out for
Right.
love because she had nothing.
That's the way I took it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just at one point she just said like he is my I created him. He is my shame, and I thought are they putting forward that he was not around?
Right.
But no, I think so because he says at one point, doesn't he, that he was asleep for hundreds of years.
So you thought they took like a Fight Club?
A little bit. I thought maybe not even Fight Club. She had the power to summon him from the earth. There's a scene where that doesn't matter. I won't get into that. So let's get into it. Oh yeah, Lily Rose Depp. What do you think of her?
I thought she was phenomenal.
She's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
Easy to look at.
Big nips.
Yeah.
She's easy to look at.
As the audience here doesn't know, but we also brought my 14-year-old son.
I'm sure he enjoyed that.
Surprisingly, anytime there would be a breast or
I
something
noticed
come up, he would just look away.
He looked away. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Look away.
Look
Now,
away.
I know when I was 14 years old,
look away.
that would have went straight in my spank bank.
That's
and
exactly
I would
right.
have-
There was a
I would have
virgin.
I'd have been
had to
shit.
At
Taking
one point-
screenshots of the picture.
bareback.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's one point where there was a virgin riding a horseback naked, and I was like,
She had good bush too.
take a picture there. Yeah, she had that old 1800s bush. The best kind. Hey, WDBX Carbondale. Welcome
Hey,
to
yeah.
Midnight Hour. We always wave to the camera.
Yeah, Bill.
They're not watching.
Oh yeah, that's out in Radio Land.
Chef fell for it right there. He waved.
Going
We
across.
still do it.
Yeah.
Every time we say goodbye and hello to them. Boy, smoky out here. So smoky. It looks like some of that cigar smoke got in my mouth. That's crazy, guys. You guys are giving me secondhand. I quit smoking. Let's see. How many years ago was it? Doesn't matter. Let's get into it. Nosferatu. First throws. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a note about her nips. Which the first time you actually see is in a horribly disturbing scene.
Right.
It's like when she's on top of her husband or something, no, he is. Nosferatu's on top of him, and like suddenly he turns into her for just a second. She's like naked and bloody. Looks insane.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of awesome match cuts in this movie as well. More
It's a
than
sweet watch, by the way.
oh, thank you. That was a
Is that a swatch?
Christmas present from my wife. Yes, it is a swatch. One I've had my eye on for like a year and a half.
It's very vampire.
Yes, blood
lens.
red. There's a lot of cool match cuts where it's Nosferatu walking from the back, and then we come in closer, and then it's her. Or that there's a bunch of that.
Yeah.
At least a dozen of those kind of match cuts in it. That he does a couple moves in here where I was like, I'm not sure how he's doing that. He's doing the dream thing of like people are walking without moving.
Yes.
But the cameras are moving opposite to them. It was very cool. All right, it starts off with cold open. No credits.
Right.
None. I don't know if you noticed that. I was like, yes, we don't have to sit through this crap.
Right. Don't have to see Lionsgate, Miramax.
No, none of it. It literally just started. You were in the can when it started. But it just starts with a...
I would have guessed this was a Canon flick, by the way.
No. I mean, the due diligence that's in this movie, only Canon
Exact.
could pull that off.
There wasn't quite enough explosions for Canon.
No, they would have had a lot. They would have had a lot more
They passed.
for no reason.
Yeah.
Can we blow this up here? Can the vampire blow up at the end?
We need a carriage to flip and blow up.
Can the wolves maybe attack? We don't see it off screen. We hear some howling. Then the carriage blow up.
Before we get into it, what are we drinking today?
Yeah, what are we drinking today? Courtesy of the chef himself. There it is. Uncle Pappy. No, that's not right. That's
it
my
is
tongue.
Uncle Chicken's sipping whiskey. Mm-hmm. It's the man, the myth, the legend.
It's a delight.
It's very good. I forgot ice. We're in the new digs out here. We got no ice out here.
But it's
Delicious.
very good.
Thank you for bringing it.
Yes.
It's like got nice little caramel hints to it.
Yeah.
Very caramel.
It's
yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful.
I said that my wife would like it. She likes a little of that caramel sweet back of the tongue. Actually, it's more of a middle of the tongue. I won't get into it. First of those, yes. They're in bed. Oh, yeah. The first scene is her
got that.
getting ravaged by nothing. I think you see him for like a split second, maybe. Yeah. It's just her like floating in the hedge. I like that they kept the aesthetic of many of the Dracula movies, both Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Francis Ford Coppola version, the original Nosferatu, and even the one from Werner Herzog. But like the hedge,
is that Whitey's? Is that Kendall Whitey Herzog?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cardinals manager.
Yeah. Somehow, though, one of them's got a German accent, one of them doesn't. I don't know how that worked out. A real twin scenario. After that, we cut to them in bed at home, and we figure out right from the gate she is lusty.
Yeah.
Lily Rose wanting that summer D.
Oh, she's very, very...
She won it. So much that the husband's like, "Oh, darling, I can't do it again. I must go to work. I have a new position at the firm."
And then he goes to the firm, and everybody there has to be at least 30 years older than he is.
Yes,
Right,
yes, he's the youngest guy there,
He's the young gun.
which tells me that everything about there's no reason for him to be there except for Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Right.
This is something new in the take of Nosferatu is that he has set up everything. That's not in the original one. That he's the mastermind behind this. But yeah, we meet him, and that's where we have the comic relief because he keeps saying, "Ah, yes, young man, Providence.
Providence.
A young man, a new groom to his bride must have duties, Providence." He says it over and over, and I immediately was like, "There's something up with this dude."
There's something wrong with this guy. Not only does he have boils on his head, but...
Yes, he has some boils on his head, and they made such a meal of him.
Yeah.
I thought, is this only guy's scene? Is he like, I'm gonna make this?
I'm gonna steal this scene, yeah.
And I thought, no, I don't think so. And then, yes, I say he has a catchphrase. Very cool little subtle thing. We never hear the term Transylvania, except we see it on a map where he says he lives deep in these mountains, and you see it's upside down even. So you got to be like, is that clever?
Yeah. You ever go to Transylvania?
Transylvania. You ever get taken by a bunch of gypsies and they steal your horse to eat it? Ooh.
You should.
Before they leave, though,
There's not a lot of eating in this movie.
no, nobody's eating anything,
No.
are they? What did they eat back then?
Porridge.
potatoes.
Wait, yeah, I'm trying to think. There was one detail.
There's usually some opulent in
Yeah,
at
you're
least
right.
every movie of that.
And we found out, especially now,
Well, didn't they feed him soup or something?
it's
at one
Christmas
time?
tidings, they say. So there definitely should be some food.
Right, yeah.
Because at one point they say, "Please, darling, it's Christmas tidings upon us."
yeah.
So does this make it a Christmas
That's
movie?
what I was
think it
going to say.
does.
It's
I think it does.
absolutely. If Die Hard is a Christmas movie, which I don't think it is, this is
Nosferatu.
100%.
Yeah.
And it came out at Christmas. That counts too. We meet his buddy and his buddy's wife, which we know they're mincemeat if we've ever seen any Dracula movies.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then they introduce a new twist. There's two twin girls that look like they're right out of The Shining almost. They're like, here's these beautiful two girls, and the foreshadowing couldn't be any thicker.
Oh, there's a monster.
Like, Papa, there's a monster. You must save us, Papa. And Papa's like, oh no, children.
I'll be back.
Have you ever had to save your daughter from a monster and you ended up eating them? No. You should. Oh,
That was the biggest. The twins had the biggest laugh for me in the whole movie.
Oh, really? When they got eaten?
Yeah, and he just chucks them
Just
down.
drops them.
Oh yeah, clunk, clunk.
Dead weight. Kaplop.
It struck me awfully funny.
Yeah.
When the children died.
Well, Nosferatu did tell her, we'll get to it, that he's going to kill everybody she loves, basically. So, yeah, she's quite randy. He goes to the thing. He's got a new mission. We know what's going to happen. He's got to go to Transylvania to meet the Count. We meet the twin girls. A lot of foreshadowing. Ellen's going to stay there. Then we see... Bill, you've read most of my scripts. I can't quite pinpoint what script it is. But when I saw this scene, it's basically the scene of the witches. Like, it's basically what I wanted it to be, where he's on the ground, naked. You're slowly moving toward him, except mine was, I think it's scripted as being lower. So you don't see all of them. You just see the ground and the blood hitting the circle. But nonetheless, I was like, oh, that's straight out of Eastwood script there. Oh. Anyway.
Channeling Eastwood.
I loved it, though. We get to see that the Renfield character, the boss.
Please don't use my first name again.
I did. I don't think I did. I think you misheard, sir.
He said the thrill.
For the thrill of this, I said, "Did you pay your bill before you leave for whiskey?" No, yeah, I like this. He's like he's an occultist, just like the Count.
Yeah.
The old Renfield, we didn't ever see this, right?
Not that.
I don't think so. Like, he was just a crazy dude that ate rats.
Right.
We get a couple flashes of Warlock, but nothing yet. He gets to the village. There's a fun scene. I thought this was funny, where the Romani.
Can we just take a pause real quick? Mm-hmm. How about him getting through Holland so fast?
Right.
Through the windmills.
Oh, yes. You're right. This movie does move fast.
Right. So
at a credible pace.
So in these scenes, it's like, okay,
much like the next movie.
Windmills. Yes.
Oh, with the radar sequence.
Is he chasing windmills? Like, this is what I'm thinking, because those purposes.
Don Quixote.
Little Don Quixote is like
Don
you're
Quixote.
chasing a
Hey,
Yeah, nice.
and then boom,
I bet you're
cuts. To where we
well
end up
done,
with the
chef.
gypsies.
I like that.
Hey,
That is true. I didn't even put the Quixote. We don't even need Doc.
He didn't just read cookbooks, y'all.
I don't
Funny
read.
looking cigar. What brand is that?
Huh? It's one of them little stogies,
Oh.
little Clint Eastwood style. I don't know what they're called. Costero, Westero.
El Uno Hitero.
That's right. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So yes, he gets there. He rides his horse.
That's the Latin terminology.
And stupid me, I thought this was in America. So I was like, he can't ride his horse. How's he getting that horse across the ocean? I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Right, yeah.
But then the Count comes by boat, so I don't know. Anyway.
One if by land, two if by boat, or something like that.
Yes, rat if by sea.
Yes.
Plague if by sea.
So what, through the Black Sea, the
gets
Mediterranean, then all the way around?
He gets to this fun village where it's full of Romani, a.k.a. what they used to call gypsies.
And I'm sitting there thinking, man, he's just going to walk out here with nothing but his socks on.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're going to steal everything from him.
I don't know,
And-
steal. It's a little harsh.
Borrow.
Like, it's just
Permanently
acquired.
borrow.
It's a little.
Acquire.
It's acquired.
Yes, they're playing in music. I think at one point, Chef said this is what it's like the first time you walk on a dead lot.
I did.
Probably not quite as smelly, though.
I don't know.
I like
TBD.
gypsies myself. You guys are a little harsh on them.
Oh, I get along just fine with the gypsies.
No, they don't want him there. It's a really weird scene. He gets inside. There's an old lady that you said it's an inside joke that nobody else would get.
Oh, yes, the old lady from Jimmy James Blue Goose
Yeah.
was in the movie.
Rip. Rip old lady from...
Yeah, rest in power. And this is where he
Made a mean baklava, by the way.
She sure did.
Jiminy Christmas. Jiminy Goose.
fries or salad.
Yes.
He gets this village. At nighttime, we see a sweet scene we alluded to earlier, where they're riding out a virgin. They say this virgin. I don't quite understand it. Why they need a virgin on a horseback, but they ride out to the vampire's grave and they stick metal. No wood in this one. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's like, screw your wood. Wood's gonna. I guess because it's natural. I think is what the idea was. But they were like, no, cold steel. I think they said
Cold hardened steel.
cold hard steel's got to penetrate that son of a gun.
And then you think, at least I thought that, hey, this virgin woman's going to be sacrificed.
That's
Right,
exactly
yeah.
what I thought. Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
She just stays on the horse, looking
just-
good.
It's just those gypsies wanting to see naked
I was going
women.
to say, I think it was just,
I
if,
think
if you're,
it's
and we later find out it's their ritual. And I was like, if you're going to make a ritual, why not?
Why not have a naked virgin?
Why not have a naked virgin?
A smoked show of a naked virgin.
with 1880s Bush. Wait, 1830s.
1830s.
Bush happening. Or was it a Merkin? No, it's a gyp. She was a Romani. It was real.
There's a lot of Romanis near here, by the way.
It was real.
I know they
Live in
live
Cesar.
behind Rose Lane.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's why.
Explains a lot about
I
that.
have to keep my jokes to myself. It's Trump's America. I should be more free.
Valerie Romani went to high school with her.
Oh, that's right. Just a few Romanis. So a few out this
Shout
way.
out to Valerie if
There's
you're
a few.
watching.
There's a few out this way. He stays in the inn. He gets back up the next morning. His horse is stolen. They tell him, don't even mention his name. This is when you start getting the endless darkness.
The desaturation of color.
I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It worked. It worked well with
it was
this
like
movie.
being there. You were straining to see through the darkness in some of
It's
the scenes.
true.
It was
Yeah, absolutely.
kept me
And-
on the edge of my seat, literally at times.
And it felt like it was either raining, storming, going to storm, or snowing, or going to snow at pretty much every scene.
Right.
Which
And then I think there's a crucifix in every scene, almost.
Yeah.
there's
or
a
the shape
lot.
of
Whether it be
There is
shadow,
a
or whether
lot.
it be
Yeah.
The road.
Yeah.
The road, yeah. Just about anywhere you look. Not the last, but the second to last shot of the movie, which was just gorgeous, which was Willem Dafoe, and he's looking out the window, but then there's a reflection of his face in the mirror, and he has a little cross across his chin.
Yeah.
It's a shadow or something.
Right.
And shadows. And it's gorgeous.
I think that was post production, but
It looked like it might have been. And that was my other. I was going
because
to
it
say.
just shows up.
Yeah.
It fades into it.
That was my other, I don't want to say beef. Robert Eggers is known for being the most authentic director. So when they needed a house for the Witch movie, he and his crew built the house with tools from that period. So it would be correct.
It seems obsessive, but
Well, I mean, that's like the lighthouse. He used lenses that were made from that time period. So it would look like he's just that guy. He wants,
Well, I mean, when they just throw money at you, you just do what you want with it.
Well, that first movie, he didn't have any money. That was pretty much him and his brother financed it. I mean, he had
So
money.
he just used the Amish to come out, whip something up real quick.
No, it was him and his crew built the house and the barn. And then for the Viking movie, The Northman, all that stuff's hand built. My complaint was the lights on the Christmas tree weren't real.
right, yeah, they weren't actual candles.
They weren't actually, unless I wish I could talk to him because I feel like there's something I'm missing. They didn't move. They didn't flicker like a candle should.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they were just solid. And I thought, well, maybe they're not supposed to move. Maybe they're not really candles.
in the presence of such darkness,
Maybe-
the light does not waver.
He might have.
Well, I thought
Polar
maybe
Expressed
that guy's so rich
That he can afford electric.
that there was some sort of thing, like there was some sort of little gas candle that he could have. I don't know.
If it was electric, it'd probably have some copper wire somewhere. So, don't touch that. That's hot.
Little girls, don't be messing with the
I love
Don't be messing with the tree now.
newfangled
Yeah, you're right.
Wizardry.
That would, in a lesser movie, they would have to call it out and be like, by the way, this newfangled electricity is wild around here. Don't be touching metal. You'll get shocked.
Which also.
And then, well, the wife would be like, I don't trust this new technology.
What movie was that we watched where, or was it? Where the light from false light invited the evil.
It was from something
Yeah.
to do with shadows. Oh, it
was,
was
Evil.
when
Lurks?
Evil Lurks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was when Evil Lurks.
Oh
that,
yeah, that was a good movie.
that it was about.
Did you see the ratings on that on Prime? It's like 5.9 or something out of 10.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Nobody
I
liked
was
it.
like, I thought it was great.
It's probably too dark.
Well,
I think people
no
hate
one understands Spanish and don't want to read
that.
subtitles.
Could be as
Yeah,
well.
probably.
Or they watched the dubbed version maybe, and it's not as good. Or they just don't like the movie ended with evil winning.
Right. Which I thought was the best part.
Would be my guess.
You know,
Yeah.
I kind of dig that.
Sure. He gets up. So this is where we're alluding to. He's just walking. He's like, well, I got to walk through these.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
And he's going
Christopher
uphill.
Walken. Both ways.
Yeah.
It's awesome looking though, and this is where he comes to the big cross in the road. And there's something coming, and this is where the first time when I was like, oh, he's going straight for magic. There's no driver.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just a dude, or it's just a carriage pulled by black horses.
Yeah.
The door mysteriously opens, and
creepily
and
opens.
to be honest, I at first I was like, I mean, that stuff's good. I want some more. I was like, is he really doing this? There's no driver. Whoa. And then I was like, oh yeah, and then I loved it. I was like, do I like this? And I was like, he's going for straight magic. Yes, I love this.
Yeah.
He gets in it, followed by wolves. The wolves are a great touch throughout Warlock's whole thing.
Were they prairie wolves? What'd you say?
More like,
More like black wolves.
hey, African American.
We're in Transylvania,
Oh, that's right.
Prefer nomenclature.
and I don't think the coined term African American was
In 1830.
Well, it should have
36. So he gets there. He goes this thing. Meanwhile, Ellen's going crazy.
Ellen?
Eleanor. They call her Ellen throughout the movie. I like to call her Lily Rose Depp.
zing.
What do you think, Johnny? You think Johnny watched this movie? He famously doesn't watch his own movies. Is he going to watch his daughter's movie?
I doubt it.
You don't think so? Going to watch the trailer for it?
He's got to see a lot more of her than he probably wants to.
That's what I was thinking.
I think Johnny likes to take naps.
Going to see them nips.
Yeah, I think Johnny.
I love in the
is
Johnny
probably-
the Nip.
Johnny the Nip.
Johnny
That's
the
where,
Great.
that's where the term came from.
Yeah.
Johnny the Nip. Put him on the glass. Old show, we had a DJ that would show up sometimes named Johnny the Nip. It's Johnny the Nip. I once, should I say that? She's not listening. I had an ex a long time ago for a little while,
Never know. We're pretty big. She might be watching.
Maybe beep this out. Let's just say her last name was basically nipple, but like tweaked
Yeah.
a little bit. That covers that. That should cover it. It's not
Like Sybil.
no, like literally nip.
Insky.
Nipple. Nipple. That was her last name. And she had the biggest fucking nipples ever. Like, I've been around. And they were big o nips. And I wondered, like, I literally thought many
What am I,
times.
shark here today?
I literally thought many times, did their family get the last name?
Right.
Because of this.
Kind of the Native American style. The first thing you
they're
see.
giant.
First thing you see is the.
And I've thought it many times. I've rarely said it out loud. One time I said it out loud to somebody, and I was quickly like reprimanded that was not cool.
Her grandmother. No.
That was another girl.
Her nipples are hard because of me.
I was just gonna say, like whenever the Italian gangs or something like that, it's like, oh, if you got a big nose, you just be called Johnny the Nose. You know what I'm saying?
Not because you're smart, because your nose. See? don't know.
Ellen's going crazy. I love this part. What's wrong with Ellen? Thinks the doctors.
Too much
Too much blood.
There's ghosts in them
Too
blood.
much blood. They say, she's still menstruating? Yep. Oh, too much blood.
Too much blood.
They tie her down, treat her with ether, and drain
And at
her.
some point, they're like, more ether.
More ether. Oh, that's great. That point where she's like clearly dreaming about Orlok, and she's just like, let's say Christmas came early. It's like she is just laying there going, and the doctors, they all look over at her. He's like, more ether. I'm like, let her have a good time. Christ almighty. Poor girl.
You already tied her up.
Right?
Then I have my next
more
note is
ether.
yeah, in fact, there's a woman sitting not too far down from us, about the only other person near us, and if it wasn't for her, I would have had a lot more bad woman jokes.
A lot more Mystery Science Theater. Yeah, for sure.
The Renfield character is acting up a storm in the hospital. He eats a pigeon. I noticed the Chef Junior did not like this scene
He did not.
at all.
That was awesome.
Like he
thought it
knew it
was-
was coming. Like he
yeah.
knew it was coming. Like it was that, he's got a pigeon in his hand. He's like,
He's about
what
to
does he
Ozzy
say?
Osbourne this thing.
Yeah, he's like, Master loves his pretty ones. And he's petting pigeon.
Especially
There's a
the
bunch of
pretty
dead
ones.
rats all over the floor. Yeah, especially his pretty ones. Yeah. And you're like, and then he puts it down. And you're like, oh, he's not gonna eat it.
And then you get the blood.
Yeah, the blood
blood
squirt.
squirting him from the neck.
Blood squirts are important, I think.
Very
A
important.
proper blood squirt.
Absolutely. I just wrote down so many awesome match cuts between Ellen and Orlok, kind of tying them together. And then when Defoe gets in it, he's like tied into it. It's like this weird trilogy. I just wrote down, it's amazing. The dreamlike atmosphere never lets up. This is when Willem Dafoe shows up.
Well, let's.
Yes.
Has he already signed the contract?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No. I mean, yes. Technically, in the movie, he has. Yes,
Right.
I think so. Which is
Which is
you know
weird
what I
because
was
he's like,
thinking?
I wrote it in my
My
native language.
Yes. So
Arrow-
he
arrows
can't
and
read it.
Squiggles.
So he can't read it. So he's like,
Yeah.
oh well, yeah, of course I should probably sign this. Like,
So is Matt yeah? Go ahead. Sorry, let me go. You.
yeah, but generally speaking, you'd be like, so what?
need
does,
my lawyer
What
to,
does? Yeah, let me get Shark over here real quick so he can read
Need a
this.
translator.
Let me get Shark over here. So he's like, I'm not
Translator.
an attorney.
Yeah.
But
However, though, I'll figure this out.
I wonder how Shark would have made it through this movie if the
God, I wish Shark would go
with the
see this
history
movie.
and the well, actually,
I think he would have liked it because I wanted him to watch The Northman and he watched it. And it's not a horror movie like this is, but he loved The Northman.
well, this isn't a horror movie anyway. It's a love story.
That's true. He loved The Northman just because of how accurate it was. He was like, I don't know what he based it off of. I just know he said, he was like, love that movie. So accurate, beyond accurate. And I think what he meant was, have you watched The Northman? Mm-mm. So when the Vikings take a village, they take it.
Yeah.
And they lure, it's disturbing. Like they lure the children and old women into a house, and they're like, "Come on, we'll take care of you." And then once they get them all in there, they burn it down. It's that kind of movie.
I did watch the Vikings, the series, so
Ah,
yeah.
yes.
I'm familiar with the Vikings.
Well,
Only
characters.
Only gripe Shark would probably have is like, why is he taking a boat?
yes. And I wrote, the boat scene in the original Nosferatu is my favorite sequence of the movie. That's where you get him rising. I
Yep.
still don't know how they do it. When he rises up from the thing, that's where you get all the cool shots of him moving across the boat. They didn't make a big deal of the boat.
Yeah.
No.
Barely in there. Which I guess...
What was in there
That's
though
a-
was
that's a-
fairly impactful.
Oh, it was.
It packed
But
a lot into a little.
that's true. I did like the scene where the guy's like, I'm going to kill it. And he goes downstairs. And we see him move behind him before.
Yeah.
So it's not a jump scare because we know he's back there. Which is so much better, filmmakers. Stop using jump scares. When you know the dread is there, show us the dread.
Yeah.
And then let us know that it's coming towards you. That's all you really need. Jump scares.
Because then you're just like, when?
Yeah, you're like, how's he going to do it?
Right.
What's going to happen to this guy? And it's not like a slasher where you're just like, oh, it's going to kill him and I don't care about this person. That is, let's see here. Yes, and that's when No, we still don't see him until he finally shows up to her, right? And talks to her. Like when do we finally see him?
Like his full
I
face.
liked how they made you wait to see him.
Absolutely.
You could just see, and at first you're like, he's kind of feeble because you've got the old Nosferatu image in your head.
That's what I wanted to go back to.
He's super.
Shining.
You think just in the darkness, he just kind of looks feeble and old.
Yeah.
And then
He's always out of focus. He's always
out of
behind
focus.
Mad Max,
Yeah,
whatever that kid's
he's
name is.
Only thing you
slowly-
see is his hands. And
slowly
things of that nature.
revealed.
Yeah.
But even when you see his hands, you're like, Jesus, those are huge hands, but they're thin.
They're thin.
Yeah, they're
and
very
gross looking.
Yeah,
And
Like your penis.
you can see that he has a mustache.
it's not very thin, but it's short.
You can see that he has a mustache.
Not like your stogie.
which is which I was like, whoa, he's got a huge stash. Is he shaving?
That's great. It was great. I loved.
I love the stash.
I love the
It was a wild
the
choice.
period mustache.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was accurate. I thought for
Yeah.
him.
It reminded me of a mustache like on Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
He reminded me a lot of Vlad the Impaler. How Vlad the
Yes.
Impaler.
Yeah,
was.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Which that's what it all goes back to.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, when you see him from the back a lot, and he's like, oh, he's just rotten. He just got holes in his head. Like,
Yeah,
he
right.
looks like
And maggots and
bad
everything.
things have happened.
Should have
back
been
here,
a
but
mouse
he's-
pushing a golf ball out.
That's a nod to
Scrooge.
Scrooge. Yeah, the plague comes over on the boat. It is cool with all the rats and such, I guess, and I like that they follow him around. I wrote down, we finally see him. He looks wild, rotten. Nice stash, though. So meanwhile, we didn't talk about, the signing of that. That's what I wanted to get back to. Is Mad Max, how is Mad Max doing a good job here? Like, he's just constantly terrified.
Right.
And as he's signing his signature, I like literally was thinking, like, I would put the wrong name down.
Right.
Right. I would not put Thomas down.
I would not put my real name.
I would put Chef.
I was literally
Marine Chef.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking of like
Could
what almost looks like my name, John Frank. This is what I would write down.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not me.
Do you think he could read English? I assume he could.
Oh, I'm assuming. Yeah, I
Thaddeus
think
Sutton.
so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what I
I
would've
was like, don't sign. Like, I literally was in the movie, which doesn't happen to me very often.
Right.
But I was in it. Like, don't sign it, dude. Put a fake name. What are you
Right.
doing?
Just put your mark on there.
Like everything about this.
Bill Maher.
But Bill Maher, new rule, Bill Maher. Oh, and at one point,
That will not sign your actual name.
we also couldn't stop laughing at one point because Renfield characters, after he eats his pigeon, maybe it's the next scene with him, he's like, he's coming here. He will blanket us all in darkness forever, infinity. I have brought him here. And Copper leaned over to me and said, he's coming here because of me.
I heard that too. And I
So
just
did everyone
started
in the theater, I think. They were not as pleased as.
Wouldn't have been great if the lady was like, oh my gosh, are you guys from this body?
Are you guys? Yeah, we're them.
I'm in the same theater as these stars.
It's only happened to me once in the great town of Carbondale. Somebody recognized my voice. Let's
And
see.
stoned you in the street. Or...
They're like, you're from that annoying show. My boss makes me listen to at work.
when I wake up in a nightmare in the middle of the night, that's your show that's on. I think I'm saving the rest of my stogie for the next show. I think.
There you go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The ship shows up empty. Everybody's dead. What I was going to say.
You'll find out next week.
Also about Mad Max. I call him Mad Max. I don't know that actor's name yet. I'm sorry. But he's the guy from Mad Max. He's the main character, and the groom in the movie. You probably won't have any service in this room. Hey, it's cold.
Jeeves. Nope, no service.
I actually do have service.
Oh, all right. What company you use, man? What phone company you got over there? Verizon or
It's the green one, I bet.
The Department of the Defense.
Oh, wait.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got them good phones. Elon made those.
All hail Lord Elon. The greatest president of the world.
Yeah. He'd be more than
I'm coming by boat, fool. I ain't coming by no Please.
I feel like
I don't know why, but see,
the
this
dude,
popped out of my
the
head.
dude that bit the head off of the
Should have been
Maryland
Mr.
T.
T.
should have been Mr. T.
Maryland T in the house.
You know we're always looking for where Mr.
Providence, man.
Providence.
Providence.
Hey, man. Listen,
Providential.
I get it. You got a new wife, man. You like to get busy, man. Providence.
Hey, but we're gonna need you to go somewhere, man. The rest of us, we ain't going.
My mama got busy, man. Providence. I had 12 brothers and sisters. You talk about Providence. My daddy brought all these gold chains back from Nam. He goes right into his story about chains. He can't help himself. I ever tell you how my daddy brought these back? He had to put them in his ass.
Been
For 3 years.
Been prolapse ever since.
Dracula,
Worth it.
Dracula come up my daddy's ass.
Hashtag worth it.
Worth it. He didn't have any other way to travel. My daddy said, I know how to get you out
Come
of
to
here.
find out though, they just painted gold.
Gave my daddy cancer. Lead poisoning. Lead. It was lead poisoning.
Oh, Ralphie.
My daddy said, I know how to get you out of here, Orlock. The only way I know how to get anything up my ass. He got on that boat with Orlock all the way up his ass. Can you imagine how uncomfortable my daddy was with that Dracula all the way up his
Just a
ass?
straw hanging out to breathe.
Couple rat tails hanging out.
It's Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt, that's his name. Nicholas Holt.
I work with a fella named Eric Holt. Just
All
And
right.
boy, is he in so many movies now.
He's in everything.
He is. The Order, which was actually a good movie.
What'd you think about I found out it's not actually directed by the Barbarian.
I think he was in
director.
James and the Giant Peach as a
yeah,
child.
Yeah.
He's in many things. Like we literally saw that movie, and then last night we watched something, and I was like, "Oh, it's that guy again." And then
Juror
we watched,
number 2.
No, it wasn't that one, but he is in. I've seen it.
Willy Wonka.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Did you watch the new Wonka? No,
With Timothy Chalamet?
I love it.
I have not watched it. yet.
I freaking love it.
Is it good?
It's good. Yeah.
Is it like a throwback? Is it better than Depp's Wonka?
Oh, put it like it's directed by Paul King, who directed Paddington movies. And the Paddington, if you haven't seen
Oh, I
Paddington,
love the Paddington
I was
movies.
gonna say, I don't care if you're.
You almost want to cry watching those.
Dude, almost. Let's just be honest. I fucking bawl every
I
time
mean-
I watch Paddington 2. If
what?
I bawl.
I would have watched. I probably would have cried had I not sold my soul.
If you don't cry at the end of Paddington 2, or at least have the feeling of like,
Vomit.
there might be something wrong with you. The end of Paddington 2 is so heartwarmingly beautiful. When his mom shows up.
That's cute. Anyways, James.
I'm serious. If you don't like Paddington, there's something really wrong with you.
In my
Nonetheless,
opinion-
the guy that made the new Wonka movie, the songs are great, the story's great. It's a little long. It's my only beef with it.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
the original Willy Wonka,
A horror movie?
as far as time period wise goes, versus any other movie in their time, I think is the greatest movie ever made.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah.
In the time period.
Yeah, so if you look at the time period it was made and the special effects and everything that they had, and you can compare it to now,
I got you.
even.
It was before Star Wars. It was before.
Yeah. I think it's the greatest movie ever made.
Just took me a minute.
The cinematography, everything. I think the story is phenomenal.
Took me a minute to wrap my head
I
around.
think,
But
yeah,
yeah, you're right.
I don't describe things well.
But no, I know what you mean.
Just talked to my doctor. He's like, Jesus, dude, just spit it out. And I'm like, what?
My penis hurts
Yeah.
when I pee.
Summer D is gone.
My summer D's gone, Doc. Can you do anything about it? It's winter time. It's
It's more of just a
my wife's not
late
happy.
fall D now.
Which it would be a snowstorm if it was 20 years ago.
If it was 20
Now
years
it's just
ago,
Oh,
raining.
God. We've been under 7 foot of snow.
it'd be winter D for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's 50 freaking degrees outside.
Digging
We just
myself
have
out.
Old
19
helmet in the
inches of
bush,
rain.
just trying to dig it out.
It's like bloody old England around here, I tell you.
It is like Nosferatu times. Wait, that's Germany. Renfield escapes.
But they all have English accents.
But we do speak it.
Renfield escapes.
Yeah.
He bites a guy's neck off.
That was a great scene.
pretty impressive. Yes, he's on his side. You actually feel bad for him for a second.
Yeah.
You're like, Jesus Christ, this poor guy's laying on
foaming
his
at the
side.
mouth.
Like seriously, like he's not that big of a threat.
threat,
Why
yeah.
is he in this? And then he's just like, "Rah," and he gets away. You're
And
like,
then,
oh, that's awesome.
that's why he kills a guy, and then we
He's
see
not
him
a threat. He's just
running
insane.
naked down the street, going, "He's coming, endless darkness, 2 eyes in the dark, infinite." And
But why does he have to take a canal to get to the building?
That's-
Like how are you
Both of
traveling
them do.
via
Yeah.
canal?
it's a weird touch. It has to be because Robert Eggers was like, they had canal travel back then, and it looks beautiful. That has to be the only reason, honestly. Because later we see the guy going there.
Maybe it's the more opulent way.
Yes, and we see Mad Max going there by boat later when he's going there. But then when he comes back, he's running, and it takes him a lot longer.
Yeah. It takes him so long, and also
Takes him all the way to daylight.
to go. Well, yeah,
And they went there at sundown. All right.
right.
By the way, as we mentioned earlier,
There's also a
time
great
flies
scene.
in this
Yeah,
movie.
there's also a great scene too where he goes in and he's gonna kill Nosferatu,
Yes.
and you can see the sunlight slowly creeping away
Yes.
in the background,
And of course,
and that was a very good touch.
yeah, it was. And it was the cliche thing of we said it a couple times, and they're like, "We're gonna go kill him tonight." And like Bill and I were like,
No.
"How about now? How about now?" The sun's up.
That's like the next movie.
Sun's out,
There's a lot
guns
of
out,
issues
baby.
with the sunrise and the next thing you know, it's noon.
How about now, buddy? No, we're gonna wait until tonight. Have we talked enough
when he's
about Willem
alive.
Dafoe? Let's see here. I
Gotta
have.
give him a fighting chance.
Let's see where are we at here. Renfield kills and escapes. Thomas finally returns. So Thomas,
Angels and demons protect us.
he gets drank on by Nosferatu. Like he's sucking his blood. It's very sexual.
Yeah.
Like when he's drinking, he's like taking it
you
in,
could feel
and
it.
it looks like he's banging him, but he's just loving that blood. That
That
Mad
part was very
Mad Max blood.
was very Anne Ricey.
You-
The
you-
sexuality.
I
of
know
the-
you're such an Anne Rice fan. I
Yeah.
thought many times the thought went through my head. What's Koppel think about this in comparison to the romantic image of the vampire in Anne Rice? Is it but there's still lust tied into? That's always been vampires' thing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's sex,
Right.
Basically, it's a
Yeah. Well, Anne Rice's vampires are all beautiful creatures. You can't become basically a vampire unless you're a beautiful creature.
so me and you. They'd just be like, no, we're
well,
not
I'd
turning.
make it.
We're not.
I'd
turning.
make the cut. I'd have to shed a few pounds, but I could make the cut.
I think.
With your eyes, you might make it. You might make it. Chef would make it.
That's
Chef
some
would
nice
make it.
eyes.
Doc.
My
Doc
tattoos help
probably
out a
make
lot.
it. He's not. He's
My
not.
tattoos make me look a lot cooler than I am.
So you're mentioning the scene where the blood's being drank, and Chris Fields,
I think it's
our
drinked.
friend, drinked, whatever. drunk, So, drink, drunk, which we will be shortly.
D-Runk. Remember when people used to say that? I'm writing a script that's for somebody we all know. Well, not really, but I'm writing a script that takes place at a certain time. I used that a lot. I was like, I remember people saying that way back in the day.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead,
Chris
sorry.
Fields mentioned it whenever he saw the movie as well. He's like, "How about the scene where he's just drinking the blood?"
Yeah.
and it's like it sounded so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird. And I like that there's no neck puncture. It's all
No, it's
Yeah,
all
it's
right
all
there in the
straight
chest,
to the-
right by the heart.
straight to it, yo. Nosferatu doesn't mess around.
They
Which-
don't.
which
And he
kinda
got
goes
some crooked
along-
teeth. You notice that too?
Yeah.
They're not all symmetrical bites.
Right. Which
They
kinda
look like
goes
his
along with
fingers,
the
but
Anne
his
Rice
teeth.
theme. You can, drain them from anywhere. You don't have to be in the neck. Like,
Yes, that's true. Okay.
So like
Dracula.
like heroin addicts can just pop themselves in any vein. So
Yeah.
that's why they
Yeah.
go between the toes and stuff too.
Yep. Taking the eye like Hendrix, man. I taking the eye, fool. God damn. Well, let's make a movie with
Thank you, Smith.
Hey man, you ever tasted his blood?
with Mr. T playing Hendrix. Put vase all in my veins. Choose me while I kiss the sky. Hey, Joe.
Hey man,
Hey, man.
Joe,
You ever heard this song about Joe?
where you going, man?
With that gun in your hand.
Got that gun in your hand? Is that gold plated?
Oh, don't shoot your old lady.
It's all just a jam, man. like he's saying Hendrix dialogue, but it's Mr. T. It's all just a jam, man.
Foxy!
You ever read about like them cats and Mars? Let's write a song. Foxy lady.
Hey, bitch, I'm coming to get you.
It's groovy.
Are we off
Really
here?
groovy.
Are we off here?
No, we're not. He turns into what's
hey,
the
ma'am.
what's the pimp's name from Always Sunny?
Oh,
Pepper Jack.
Pepper Jack.
Turns into Pepper Jack. Hey, bitch.
If we can't get Mr. T, we
Get
got
your
to
hoe
get
ass
Pepper Jack.
bitch.
And we could get Pepper Jack.
We could
up
get
there.
Pepper Jack.
And probably Cricket.
I have a feeling Pepper Jack might be the real deal. I have a feeling he might not be an actor.
You're right.
Like he's somebody they
He's just somebody that
found.
hung
They
out
found
on
him somewhere
set.
in
It's long
Philadelphia,
enough
like-
where they were like, we're going to put you in.
Hey, we're gonna put you in. Like, I know that, like, you know, you've been bringing the women around here for the cast and crew.
Nosferatu finally gets there's a bunch of Thomas. He's feeding on Thomas. Thomas doesn't know if he's crazy. There's a cool scene where he's trying to escape the castle. The wolves show up. They're like part of Orlok. They chase him to the window in which he falls in the river. That's how he escapes. He gets to a monastery in which Goppel told me just keeps getting worse and worse for this guy.
Take me back. Nosferatu, take me back.
I'm in a church.
Calgon, take me away.
They pray over him. That's how he escaped. Ellen wakes up from a dream. She's speaking to him. This is where she finally sees him. He finally shows up. He's there. He's on the boat. He comes to her in his dream. We see him fully. We find that's the time you actually see him. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we get a grasp of him.
Yeah, he's a pretty
And
good sized feller.
She hates him. It's weird. Like she's been lusty after him this entire time, and when he finally shows up, it's like her shame can't let her embrace him.
Right.
So she's like, "I hate you." You're
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
I love Thomas.
Even though many times she said like he pleases me like no other man.
Right, yeah.
I've stood with
Tells
death.
her husband that.
Yes, I've stood.
Well,
with,
I mean-
oh, great scene!
Great scene.
early where she's like, "I stood with death, and I turned around, and everyone was dead. The world laid in ashes, and you and my family and everyone, and I embraced death, and I'd never been so happy." Like it's that scene when she tells her, "Don't speak these things aloud."
Keep that to yourself.
Keep that to yourself, darling. That's crazy woman talk. We
think-
don't want that.
I think you got a little too much blood in your system.
Yeah,
Phil.
perhaps you haven't been too much blood, darling.
I might have to take some of that out
Is
of
it
you.
time for your menses, darling? hey, bitch, you about time to bleed?
Hey, don't be telling me that stuff.
Hey,
I can smell minties coming on.
your backside ain't mincing. Hey, your mouth ain't bleeding, bitch. Hey, man. Hey, fool. Hey, fool.
Calls his wife, man.
Hey, man.
Get over here.
Oh, man.
Come here, Thomas. Let me get some of that Jolly
Years and
Lava out of
years.
you.
I don't remember what it was. I saw some porn where this guy would not stop calling the lady man.
Bro.
And I became obsessed with it. And I got a copy of it to show people. Because he's just like, oh, man, thanks, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He's like, he won't stop calling her
Was he
man.
supposed to be Jamaican?
And at one point, she kind of looks at him like, you realize I'm not a man, right?
Oh, bummer, bro.
Gnarly, you're not a man.
Winter D is here.
man. Thank you so much, man.
Just lost my summer D,
I wish
bro.
I could find it. It's in a computer.
We've got time.
We put it on right now. Except
Don't
the
hook it up to the internet.
edit machine's broken. I won't ever hook it up to the internet.
We could use Chef's satellite link to find it on the webs.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we could. Sorry, I remember where I was at. Ellen's been just Lily Rose and her big nips has just been having trouble. Everybody hates her. The guy, very excellently played by Mad Max's best friend,
Yeah.
hates her so much, and I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're in my
Can you
house.
imagine?
you're
Can you
ruining this
imagine?
dude's life. Like,
You're
this-
ruining Christmas.
Like I have kids, I have a baby on the way. It's Christmas tidings. It's Christmas tidings, fool. I want to celebrate the birth of baby Jesus. It's Christmas tidings. Like,
Hey, wife, your friend got to go.
hey, I know you love her.
not to mention that his wife is pregnant with Friedrich.
With Frederick, yes, that's right. She's pregnant.
Friedrich von.
This guy, we
Simpleton.
haven't really talked about him, but he's he's basically grown to hate her. Like he's Thomas's best friend,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
Do you think there's too much sexual tension there? Like,
What's the husband's like, then she wakes the next time, and oh no,
because Ellen's husband is Thomas is back.
yes, Thomas
It's
is
just-
back.
She should be sleeping with him, but she's like, "No, I want to sleep with my best friend."
My best friend.
And I was like,
Because Thomas is all jacked up.
"There we go."
And then we
didn't.
see the other
That's
husband.
because Thomas being Dracula's little bitch at the moment.
right.
Because he signed that contract. He is Renfield.
But he got prayed out though.
He did get prayed
See,
out.
he got prayed out.
Hey man,
And then,
you got prayed out, fool.
hey man, you come to Chicago, South Side, you get prayed out, fool.
They put those healing hands on him.
Yeah.
All over him, all up in his business. They
Fingers went everywhere.
Yeah, they did.
Nosferatu shows up. The husband's got a gun. He's like, I'm cool. Nosferatu like puts his hands over him and says, "Do not wake." And then we hear the
Yeah, as that was the classic.
classic shadow
Shadows.
hand, which works a lot. They do it a lot in this movie.
It was a nice nod and throwback too.
Yeah, it is, and they don't overdo it. They do it just enough. I think the favorites when at the very beginning where you see the curtains.
Yeah.
and he's like in and out of the shadows. Anyway, he's like sleep, and then you hear the twins just screaming bloody murder.
Great.
Papa, Papa. They call him Papa. I love that they call him Papa.
That's what my special lady friend Amber calls me. Love you, darling.
And the wife
My
walks
special lady
in.
friend calls me, "Hey man,
Hey man,
hey you bitch,
hey fool, calls me fool. Hey fool.
you got any more of that money? Take your ass out there. Get
I
some
want
more."
the kind that folds, not the jingling kind.
We follow her to the twins' room, to which Nosferatu is
Great
already,
scene.
has
Great
already
scene.
like he's in the what do we?
He has
drops
both in the
one,
clasp
right?
He sold
of
them
their
both.
hands. Yeah.
He drops one immediately, right?
Right.
And then we see him like finish off the other
Yeah,
one.
just throw
Right.
the thud of
Just
the
like-
body.
Just like throws her
Like
down.
biting into
Like-
a baby back rib and just
And
tossing
he takes the
bone to
woman.
ground.
Yes,
so
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back.
Nosferatu.
Baby back, baby back, baby back ribs.
I thought it was so. How Krause he was so comical to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was just like it was a.
Well, Ethan Renfield turns on him at one point and says he cares not for me, only for his pretty bride.
Yeah.
And at
The
one
Prince of
point-
Rats.
I think my favorite line was Nosferatu himself says, "I am nothing but appetite."
Right. Yeah.
Like I want to fuck and I want to fucking eat
Yeah.
you. That's it. Like I don't have any other desires except for me wanting to
Which is
fucking
very
eat.
demonic presence.
Yeah.
That's the
We didn't say that.
I didn't come up here to look at the scenery. I'm here for two things, and I'm almost out of one.
Yeah, and it's like
I'm all out of bubble gum.
right, and it's like any '80s hair band.
Right.
is what he's there for.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he could have easily been a roadie for Def Leppard.
I wanna rock. Oh, you ate one too. But yeah,
Terrible album.
that's
I love. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into
trouble.
Shots fired
Trouble.
across the bow.
that. It's the best Van Halen album of all time.
Well, that's your problem. It's Van Halen.
So then we cut to the funeral.
I'm not a big fan.
The guy's all messed up. Of course he is.
51
He keeps apologizing. I'm like, don't apologize. Your whole family got killed. It's like, sorry, I am not myself. I feel a bit strange. I'm like, yeah, your whole family got murdered by a
Right.
vampire.
Yeah,
We get it.
Yeah.
family deleted.
Yeah.
So then they're like, let's go kill him. And that's when we've discussed it. The husband and Defoe go there, even though Defoe knows it's, he is going to destroy his soil, though, because the Count came across in soil. He has to sleep in his
He has to
soil.
sleep in the soil,
Same
yes.
Dracula story as always. And that's might be one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Defoe
My
lighting
favorite-
that place
Just
up.
lighting it up on fire.
That's my second favorite.
He's just like him. He pours out the gas, and he's just like,
He's just being all willy nilly with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
yeah, he's got a big ass smile on his face. He's delivering a crazy monologue while he's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lights it on fire.
Just kerosene
and then just
flowing.
like another crucifix. Just like, ah!
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes into dancing a jig.
Well,
Like in any
Last
Willem
Boy
Dafoe.
Scout.
Yeah.
Last Boy Scout.
The best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your second.
That's
What's
where
your
they
first?
find dude with his wife in the crypt.
Oh yeah. And
We didn't miss that.
that's
the husband
that's-
grief stricken.
Yeah.
How much does he
that's-
do with her?
that's where I
He
was
goes
like,
all the way, man.
I
He goes
think-
all the way.
Oh, for sure.
he
You can tell by the way
He bangs
her
her?
leg was open, dude.
Oh right, yeah.
He's
He
laying
comes in there.
between-
He's so distraught. He pulls his dead wife out of the coffin and starts kissing her.
And he makes sweet, sweet love.
And then when we
Sweet,
come back, yeah,
sweet
he's laying upon
necromantic
her
Love.
and just out
Necromantic.
cold. I guess when you fuck a dead
necromantic,
person,
yeah.
it just like puts you to sleep. Like normal fucking.
Well, he's so sick anyway. He's almost dead.
Normal
yeah,
fucking.
he's
puts
got
you to sleep.
like we said before, this guy's so fucking horny that he wants to get his jollies off one last time before he's dead.
But what I'm saying is, fucking normal in real life with live people, it gets you tired afterwards. You want to go to sleep, right?
Right.
Sure.
Fucking the dead, man.
Right.
You,
Fucking the
you
dead.
pass out cold.
Stone cold.
Dead fucking y'all. Dead. Hey man, you ever fucked the dead? You ever fuck your dead wife? You should.
In a crypt where your daughters are.
It'll make you sleep for days. Oh, they light you on fire. You won't even know it.
And it's so easy. Sometimes it just got too much blood.
Yeah. That was my favorite scene, though, for sure. I just like.
I had a lot
Well,
of.
you,
Favorite,
you
was-
knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was. You,
I had a lot of favorite
You thought
scenes.
it might
Unless
happen.
you're Waylon, and then he has no idea.
You thought it might happen, but you're like, they're not going to put that in a movie. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
and then they did.
And they did.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, that's the best scene in the whole movie. 'Cause that's what I would have done
his
if
dad.
I were the director. But no one else was going. Oh shit, they did it. You know.
So,
And then, but
hey
then,
man,
but then as
Mr.
they-
T's the director now. Hey man, I got an idea.
I got an idea. This ain't in the script, but hold on.
You mind being dead fucked? Yeah.
And you know what's great is
Yeah?
there's got to be a scene where he actually does it, but it just got
cut out. Yeah.
Just got cut out.
Actually,
So
like-
we're gonna have to watch
Kind of
the
like the scene
unabridged
where,
version
yeah,
here in like 2 years.
what's her name's like blah blah blah, and then her husband just takes her.
Oh yeah, he's like, she's like,
Yeah.
you can never please me
Yeah.
the way he does. He's blah,
No one
blah.
has ever pleased me like
That's
him.
right.
Not even
He's-
you.
And he's like, oh yeah, and she does that to
And
get
I'll-
him to
I'll-
fuck her.
I'll
Right.
tell you
Because then
what.
she's like, show him our love.
show him my love. Yeah,
It's like, I
that's
don't
it.
know if that's love.
yeah.
Show him how you rail to me.
Put it
But
in
I'll
my-
tell you what, the scenes that
Let's
she does.
prolapse. We'll show him.
Yeah, that was.
like a good little pro.
But nothing seemed. All right, I'll tll you what. Some of the
I'll show him.
Some of the outlandish scenes that are in this movie don't
Put it
seem
in
out
my
of,
ass while I fart.
don't seem out of.
We're gonna show him love. God damn it.
They don't seem
This
out
is
of place
trust.
ever.
This is how we love.
I'm sorry. I'm being an asshole. What?
Some of the scenes that are seem outlandish in this
Yes.
movie
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
seem out of place in this movie.
No.
Like they fit.
It's because of the
It's-
atmosphere
yeah,
that he puts
the
out.
atmosphere, it's great direction. It's great everything.
Great everything. Great set decks. Great.
Like
yeah.
you could have pulled off any scene in this
I don't know
movie,
cinematographer on this movie,
except for like a vehicle driving through.
I don't know. All right. So let's.
a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Pulls up and it turns into like a Mel Brooks. They tear the theater screen open. Hey, it was all just fun. It's a movie.
All right, let's go into the dance sequence, folks.
The
His name is
sheriff's here.
Dracula. We
He's
know
a-
him.
By the way, we saw a trailer. We saw
haven't
about-
even gotten to the
we
best
saw,
part yet,
We
but-
saw 10 trailers before this fucking movie.
You mean 15?
There was one called. I'm gonna be real. Let me say this real specifically. Nickel Boys.
Nickel boys.
About some African American youth. It looked like an awesome movie,
Right.
but it's called Nickel Boys.
Well, I think
And
it.
I'm
The
just
only
saying-
coin shown in the whole thing was a penny.
well,
That's right.
well,
and we were
here's-
like, "That's not a nickel, y'all. That's
not
where
a nickel."
y'all screwed up."
I actually know a little bit about this.
Okay,
Tell
let's
your
hear
thoughts.
it. Oh,
So, if you think about it, back in the 1960s or whatever, you had your freedom riders and stuff like that. This is two African American kids that are put into State Institute for just
okay.
segregated black
Got ya.
boys. If you notice that, they're all in school together.
They don't have to be called boys.
Yeah, you should call them men, even though they're young.
All right, juveniles.
There you go. There you go.
There we go. I'm working here.
I'm
working here, Christopher working.
But it is actually it's a really good movie from
Okay.
what I've heard from the reviews and everything I've listened to.
It looked like a very good movie.
And I think the reason why they call it Nickel Boys is because do you remember
Because of
the
that
old?
photograph.
Well, no. Do you remember the old 5 and dime stores?
Yeah.
No, I don't, but I know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, yeah.
I'm
Obviously,
not fucking boomer.
We're Gen X.
Nothing was ever a fucking nickel, but yeah.
Well, obviously, you never.
The 5 and dime store's here because of me.
Well, you never went to the Civil War Museum or Civil Rights Museum because of me at the Lorraine Motel. And the reason why they have that is because of me.
I heard my great grandfather, was around there one time.
He was actually.
There's a picture of him.
Fritzman.
The Civil War
Yeah.
Museum.
Slithers.
I'm at the hotel in Memphis. But that's even better.
Here I am.
Where are we?
At the super.
I'm pretty sure.
They-
I'm pretty sure your grandfather was the one that hearkened to. That's the night the lights went out in Georgia.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Let's get to Nosferatu day 3. So we have to
Yes.
go like one. Well, like he's like, I'll be here in 3. Like you got 3 days.
3
right?
days.
3
And the-
days.
And it's like day 1, day 2 is like shit. We're on day 3. It's
Yeah,
fucking
they're
on.
like they died. They're in the thing. The guy fucks his dead wife, and Defoe tells her like, with his great pipe, he's like, you gotta give yourself to him. It's all about love, which love saves the day. And that's what happens. They go to
It's exciting. And
What's
It is
love got
exciting
to
and
do?
new.
Got to do
I'll
with
tell you
it.
what it's
Save the
got to do.
world,
They
bitch.
save the world. So she finally gives in to her lust. Is that the takeaway from this like thematic?
Yeah.
From
Pretty
this
much.
movie is give in to your animal
Yeah.
desire.
Your animal instincts rule.
Own your shame.
Let
Joe.
Nosferatu drink for you. Own your shame.
Yeah.
Let love save the beast.
You can only be yourself.
Oh,
when you
what-
own your shame.
Yeah.
What is the?
And she does it.
The
God
line.
damn.
Oh, she does
She
it.
finally shows those nips.
Yeah. But there's a line I think that said like 2 or 3 times. It's something
Yeah.
like as soon as the cock crows or something.
Yeah.
So many times they say
Yeah.
when she has shown him his love and when the cock
Crows in the morn.
in the morning. Yes, when the first cock
Cock
to
to
crow.
crow.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Defoe says it like 8 times.
Yeah.
He just was like, "Can I lay into this cock?"
Yeah. I love the cock.
I just want to keep saying this.
I'm gonna
I love-
lean into that a little bit here.
And you know,
So she gives.
Hey.
She's like, he shows up. She's like, "What's up, dude?" He was like, because the
Morning
whole thing
wood.
is she has to give herself willingly. She says, "I give you unto me." He like they start
Transylvanian D.
they start making out.
Some
She's like,
TD.
She's like, "Whoa, dead D, the best D,
the bestie.
Yeah.
dead D."
And she's like, no, just a little bit
Permawood.
more. I
And-
just want a little more. Oh, by the
And
way,
he
did
never
you not
fucks.
notice?
They never fuck.
Do you,
Think
do you,
so?
do you never do you ever notice though when Nosferatu is Bucky naked, he has the best summer D.
No.
Oh yeah. It's real dark.
It's real dark, but
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
see it. I mean, it's like
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
summer D.
It's like a sausage. It's like a can hanging from a sausage.
Yes.
I don't think I noticed that. I think
Yeah.
I did, but I don't remember.
blocked it
in
out of your
detail.
mind.
I didn't block it out, but I kind of forgot.
Yeah, it's real dark.
It's not
but
like
there.
Dr. Manhattan where it's just like in your face.
Oh yeah, just like hitting you in the face. Like, all right, just get that out.
Dr. Manhattan's like.
Dr.
Have you watched the new animated Watchmen? It's just called Watchmen Part 1, Part 2. It's on Max.
No, I have not.
Great. It's if you love the comic book, it's basically the comic book come to life.
Oh, nice.
It's great. They did not miss a single line, word, image from the comic book.
Awesome.
It is
That's
all
great.
there for you. It's beautiful. I've only watched chapter 1. I heard chapter 2 is even better. But yeah, that just reminded me of Dr. Manhattan and his blue wang. It's in your face the
Yeah,
entire time.
ASMR.
Big old dick just swinging like an elephant's trunk.
Sounds like this when it's been.
You can hear it.
So she lets him bite.
ASMR.
He digs into her chest.
Yeah, he does.
Starts drinking. He didn't go to those nips.
No.
He did not.
He leaves those nips.
But you
alone.
could hear him
Transylvania
suck.
The sun starts to come up.
A little more, just a little bit more.
Her husband's like, "Damn you, Defoe! You tricked me.
You tricked me." He's like, "Ha ha ha! You'll never get my lucky
Tis
charms."
the only way.
Your wife's dead because of me.
You'll never get that sweet Lily Rose nipples because of me.
Unless you want to go.
Like your friend.
Unless you,
did.
now I'll burn you up like your friend if you want to go that way. One more taste, boy. Have to wipe all that blood off.
Why wipe it at that point? Just go with it.
I heard it. Lubricant.
It's very slick.
Anyway, she gives herself to him. They blah blah blah. He runs back. The husband's like, "I must. You tricked me." He's running back.
And he's running. He doesn't take the boat from the
Doesn't take
canal.
the boat.
Doesn't steal a horse.
Could you imagine? How do
He
you?
ran like.
Let's be honest though. How do you row that fast? How do you row angrily?
I have been in a 2-person boat
Where you wanted to get out? Could I?
in the ocean
Have
with
some
my
bourbon?
wife, and we rode
Angrily.
angrily.
You're like Nick Cage.
The most
Drive
romantic
angry.
thing we've ever done was the most frustratingly
Can I hit a little of that,
angry.
uncle there? Just a little bit. Just a hit.
skittish.
That's really funny. Because I thought
Just a
that
nip.
while he was driving, I was like, while he's running, I thought,
I'm trying to remember.
hey, fool, don't fly. That's good. That's a good thing.
I'm trying to remember where the hell we were. Grand Cayman, maybe?
Grand Canyon?
Or Cayman?
Cayman.
Oh.
And then a
No,
swell.
We gotta
no,
end.
no,
We
no,
gotta
no.
end this
No,
goddamn
no.
show.
We were in Mexico. We were in Mexico.
We gotta end this.
We were in Mexico.
We gotta end this episode.
Okay.
They gives her blood. The sun comes up. Blood comes from his eyes.
That was
It's
a great-
cool.
yeah,
He's
great.
puking like it looks awful.
Eyes are bleeding.
Yeah.
Eyes are bleeding. Everything's bleeding. Looks awful. Got the hiccups. I'm like an old school drunk from the 20s.
From the 1830s.
And he dies on top of her.
Hey, man, Otis.
So does she. She dies, which I didn't see coming. I was like, all right, she
Yeah.
died too. He drank too much blood from her.
Yeah.
Too much
I just
blood.
thought the power of love would bring her back.
I thought I did
That's
too.
the power of it.
The husband comes in
you
to
feel it?
see this like corpse. It's the last shot of the movie. It's this weird withered husk of a bone person man on top of this beautiful
Almost looks
woman.
animal.
No ass.
It-
has
it's-
no ass. It's like he was
I-
all upper body, no leg
it
day
almost
whatsoever.
looks-
It is from something.
It looks
It's got to be.
When I
almost
say from
doggish
something,
or wolfish. Or,
it is a famous painting or a Bible picture. It is
Yeah.
something we know.
Yeah.
Because it was so specific the
Yeah.
way he was laid on her and
Yeah.
the flowers.
It looked like the fucking crypt keeper
Yeah.
had died on top of her.
Yeah, it's. I
I call you Lily Rose deep.
yeah, I
As
agree.
he sticks his fist up.
It's like Da Vinci or it's
There's-
something.
There is some wood
Yeah,
carving
yeah, yeah.
or something that it is referencing. It is so iconic looking, and it like almost hurt me to look at. I was like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
like the. He is something.
I was sitting there thinking, it's like, does my ass
But he
look
had
like that?
he did have an animalistic skeletal structure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just. God damn it! It looked weird. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's Nosferatu. Did it tie the room together?
Did it tie the room
Absolutely.
together? Yeah,
I
for
fucking
sure.
loved
Tied
it.
the whole freaking theater.
I'm gonna
together.
buy it on Blu-ray. I might go see it again.
If they still
Just
sell
so.
Blu-ray.
Right.
Oh, my wife. No, Robert.
It's like
Eggers.
I'm gonna get it on reel to reel.
No, I like my media, and that Robert Eggers always goes to Blu-ray.
I've got it on beta.
Even better. Oh God, could you imagine watching this on VHS? That'd be a blast.
That would be awesome.
On the big disc. What were they?
Laserdisc.
Laser disc. Yeah, the big laser
Boy, oh
disc.
boy.
Where you had
What
the
times.
cartridge that the thing was in, you'd put it in, it would suck it out of the cartridge.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everybody. Nosferatu. It absolutely time to go. Go see it. The best working director
Is this the first
of our time, I think.
current movie we've done? I think
Short
it
of
is.
Evil Lurks, yeah. Oh, first like movie, absolutely.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
the theater, yeah.
Absolutely. Go see it, guys.
It was a pleasure, guys. Hope to see you again.
Next episode.
Maybe I could do next
Maybe
episode.
you can do next episode. I heard you watch the Dylan movie. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Maybe we'll do that next episode. Remind me.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
If you come back next week.
Right.
All right.
I'll try.
See you next week, everybody.
If you're not-
Hey.
Val con Dio.
Transylvania stand or something.
Tramp stamp?
Yeah.
Is that where you're stationed?
In America?
Got to cook that
He's
weird gypsy food.
He's stationed in space.
I do like gypsy food.